ताम्बदिष्टम् वातात्मजं मानरयोधमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। प्रीतिता लक्ष्मणा हनुमा गरुडसमेताति रामनारायण स्वामिनः प्रार्थनां समर्पयामि। Rao Garu, please go ahead.
Jai Shri Ram to everyone. Jai Shri Ram Guru Garu. So, hearty welcome to one and everyone who have taken time to join this Zoom session this morning. So, my name is Rao Saripalli, and I am a Seva volunteer with the blessings of Guru Garu. And on behalf of Seva Group, I am really very happy today to take the opportunity of introducing our guest speaker. So, as Guru Garu mentioned, it would be nice to the extent possible, whoever have joined the call, if they are on video, because rather than seeing the blank screen, the guest speaker will get more motivation by seeing the faces. So kindly please be on video on if possible. So today we have the great presence of our respected Guru Garu, Sri Archakam Padmanabhacharya Garu, who has blessed us with the opening prayer. And now I am taking the humble opportunity of introducing the guest speaker.
Jai Shri Ram to everybody, Andy. It's a very auspicious day. The first discourse on behalf of the Bhadradri Sitaram Temple and also on behalf of Vishnujita Gurukulam. So Padma Leilapalli Garu, she is from Louisville. During Kalyana Yatra, Sri Sitaram Parivaram visited around the country. So at that time, Lord Sri Sitarama introduced Padma Garu in the Kalyanams, and we performed Kalyanam at their home in Louisville, Kentucky. Since that day, so Padma Garu completely connected with all these programs. She is the part of everyday Nitya Parayanam, Sri Ramayanam. Every day we are doing Parayanam, so Ramayanam for 1 hour. So she joined and continuously since 9 months non-stop Ramayanam. So we are reading. So she is the part of that program, and also Samhita, the daughter of Padma Garu. She was a student in learning program in Sri Ramarksha Stotram. So devotional family, and also very ardent believers of all our these mythologies like Ramayanam, the holy scriptures of our Sanatana Dharmam. So while reading Sundarakandam, we had an opportunity for students who participated in reading Sundarakandam a couple of months back. A group of students, like 40 numbers. So in that journey, so Padma Garu was very interesting to say about Sundarakandam. So how it is connected to our life. So that's how we with the blessings of Sita Ramachandra Swami, we humbly invite Padma Leilapalli Garu to present or prepared today what she wanted to say about that. And let us, all of us, so concentrate on the discourse and take blessings from the Lord. Jai Shri Ram.
So with that, we are taking the humble opportunity of giving a little bit of more details on Srimati Padma Leilapalli Garu. So Srimati Padma Leilapalli Garu is from Louisville, Kentucky, USA. And the very blessed topic that Padma Garu picked up today is Sundarakanda, a way of life. So Srimati Padma Garu is a neuropsychologist by profession and currently working as a consultant for the local school district and also for the Department of Family Services. Srimati Padma Garu completed her graduation from Osmania University and training from NIMHANS, Bangalore. Completed her second MS Neuropsychology and internship at Stanford University, California. Srimati Padma Garu presented papers at international conferences on Gita in daily life, interpersonal relationship in Ramayana, couples therapy based on 5 prominent couples in Ramayana resilience training for teens, Hanuman in You. Padma Garu has a passion for working for teens and young adults with focus on familiarizing them with Hindutva as the scientific way of life. Padma Garu is currently working on PhD in neural plasticity and Upanishad Siddhanta. So let us take the wonderful opportunity of inviting Padma Garu to give us the discussion on this blessed topic. Padma Garu, please.
Jai Sri Ram. Jai Sri Ram, everyone. It's my humble opportunity and it's a blessing for me that Rama Parivaram, our Bhadradri Rama Parivaram, and also our Guru Garu gave me this opportunity. I want to, before I start my presentation, I want to thank my acharyas who have bestowed the way to look at Ramayana and also to grasp the knowledge of Ramayana and Sundarakanda. So with that, I want to go down to my father-in-law, my father, who has bestowed this humbleness and also this sense of curiosity and trying to understand how and why of our Sanatana Dharma. So, and most important is the taste that my grandmothers and my Tatgaru, they have given me of giving and imparting the knowledge of Sundarakanda and also Ramayana. So with that, pranamams to all my elders and my acharya and Guru Garu Archikam Swami Garu, Padmanabhacharya Garu, and everyone. I'm going to start my presentation. And today, I really want to focus on Sundarakanda, the way of life, but that's a huge and vast ocean. And so with the time constraint that we have, I'm going to focus completely on how Hanuma, who was absolutely focused, and also on how he was in the flow of things. So from a psychologist perspective, flow is when somebody is absolutely focused and concentrated and who has a sense of ecstasy, a joy of performing the task, and who has a inner clarity. So the clarity of mind and the sense of self is what we're going to talk about. And the activity that he is going to do or he's going to perform is he has absolute faith that he can do it with the support of Rama. So that's what he says right from the very beginning, that he is going to be the Rama Banam. So he is just an instrument in Rama's hands. So he is not taking the ownership. He is putting everything whatever his Katrutvam, whatever we call it as Katrutvam, on Rama. So we're going to look at that. And sense of serenity. He is absolutely calm in the extremely stressful situation. He is laser focused, sharp, and so that's what can we learn from that? What is that we have to understand from that? So and it also, when we are looking at, as from a psychologist perspective, when we are looking at the people who are in the flow, so when we are talking to they when we have what do you call it? When we have interviewed a lot of people who are in that flow or the state of being of flow, they really enjoy. They are one with that activity. So that particular aspect of oneness with that task is something that is amazing, and it's absolutely crystal clear and in front of us when Hanuma is doing his performing his action. So that's what and what I want to focus is that particular aspect, because that is very important. And I want our kids, because they have learned Sundarakanda, they went through Sundarakanda, uh, they read through it, and also they have prepared summaries on each sarga. That is an amazing task that they have done at that young age. So uh, they are my inspiration. So for them, I humbly bow down, because at this young age, you have that inner curiosity to understand and know about our Sanatana Dharma. So for that, I bow down to you guys. So that's the reason you are my inspiration, and that's the reason when Guru Garu said we'll plan on doing something like this, I was really excited for you to understand the perspective of Sundarakanda, Hanuma. How did he become so uh, famous, or such a huge figure in our Sanatana Dharma? Why did he become that? What made him that? So there is a process that makes a person a, an intelligent person, or a person who has achieved something. So that's what we want to focus on. And I really, because if I say Sundarakanda, a way of life, I cannot go past anything in this short amount of time. So I want to focus specifically because our kids have gone through, and this would be a life skill for them. And even for the parents, they can help their kids through. If they're really young, they can, if they have these tools of looking at, having a perspective of like a bird's eye perspective. And that's the reason you see Hanuma flying. So he has a bird's eye perspective. So when you have that bird's eye perspective, you can keep things in focus, as well as you remove yourself. You are not in the turmoil. So that's the reason when you're looking at things, that those are the tools that you need to uh, focus on, and also the intrinsic motivation. So the motivation that you have from within, not your parents telling you, oh, you go do, or you practice something, or you go do practice this. So they don't have to tell that. And you have shown me and Guru Garu and all the Seva volunteers that you can learn Ramaraksha Stotram without seeing and chanting it and giving the meaning of it with the meaning. So that is an amazing feat by itself. And you are also in the Nitya Puja. You're learning how to do the puja, the kramam, the procedural process, how to do it, and with what is it? Why are we doing this particular action? So those are the things that motivated me to focus on this particular issue or this particular topic. So with that, I want to say a little bit more on the flow, because when we look at Hanuma, that's what we see. We see that he doesn't experience pain because he's going at speed, such a humongous speed. Even then, he's not feeling that pain. He's not feeling the hunger, because the very first, when he starts to fly, the very first thing that happens is Mainaka comes up and he says, he offers food and he says, you rest for some time and then you can go about doing your work. But then again, he says, I'm very happy that you offered me. And then he moves on. So that is, he doesn't feel the hunger or the thirst. And he says with the humbleness that he is Ramabanam. So he is the instrument in Rama's hands. So, and also when he is talking in the 8th shlokam, I think, he says that he becomes the when he's offering the 8th shlokam in Sundarakanda, he's offering the pranamams. And so when he's starting his gamanam, the flying, the process of flying, he is first going down to the forces of nature. So the forces of nature is what is going to control the external forces. So the forces of nature is going to go down to them, and he's saying, please assist me, come with me, come along with me on this ride so that we can be successful. So he is taking that energy from the forces of nature. And then he is also starting, the very first shlokam that he's starting is Tato Ravana Nidaya. So that he is saying he has a plan of action and he is, the route he is going to take. So for me to go from here to our downtown, I can take different routes. I can take 64 or 265 or whatever the route that is possible for me and the shortest for me. So he is saying that I'm going to take the route that is taken by the Charanas. So the Charanas, when we are looking from the philosophical perspective, those are our Purvacharyas. So whenever you're doing doing the prayers, you're offering the prayers, Guru Garu has taught us that we do the first pranamams to our Purvacharyas. So that's what he is doing. He is saying the prayers to the Purvacharyas and his Acharyas, and that's when he's saying, I'm my pranamams to the nature, the forces of nature, and all the forces that are going to assist. So that's what he is doing. And also in the 30th shlokam, he says that it's Valmiki Maharshi says it's an seemingly impossible task. Okay, so the 100 yojanas of the Samudram, you're going to cross the ocean, and also whatever the obstacles that are coming in the middle. So he should be laser focused, and that's what he is doing at that point in time. And he is not taking the ownership of the act. So his ego is not in place. His name, he's not thinking of his name. Okay, what am I going to get? What are the achievements that I'm going to have? What are the medals that I'm going to get if I do this act? Or what are the things that I'm going to, how much money I'll get? Or whatever the things that we materially think about. That's not what his perspective is. He is not at all bringing that into picture. So he says Ramartham Vanarartham. So his action is absolutely selfless, absolutely selfless. And he says that he's doing this action for Rama and for Vanaras. The pride that he gets of doing this particular action of Samudra Langhanam and going and giving the message to Sitama and bringing the message from Sitama is the pride and joy. But the pride and joy is for the benefit of Rama and Vanaras. So he is not taking the ownership of that. And when we look at the shlokam that is the I think it's 201. Yeah, it's 201 shlokam. That is, what did they test him? The Gandharvas, the Devatas, the Charanas, Siddhas who are watching from the ethereal level. What did they test him for? They tested him for Dhruti, Drushti, Mati, Daksham. So these are the four things that they have tested him for, and that's what we're going to focus on right now. So somebody who is in the, as I said before, somebody who is in this flow, the state of flow, is absolutely, he doesn't have the experience of pain, hunger, thirst, his identity disappears, and his he is absolutely conscious of one thing and one thing only. So he is laser sharp focused. So that's the reason when you and his existence, he as a person, as an individual, suspends to uh, be there. So when we try to interview a lot of people who are in that state of mind, that flow. So when you talk to Yo-Yo Ma, for example, Yo-Yo Ma is a extremely famous cello player. So when he was interviewed and he said, I don't know because my hand, I can't feel my hand. It's one with my instrument. So that's what happens when you are in absolute focus state of mind. And even when Albert Einstein, when he talked about the theory of relativity, that's what he was talking about. He said, I am talking about this phenomena. I cannot express it in words, but I am laser focused. I don't see anything else around me. I am one with it. So that's what we want our kids to have. And that's what even we as individuals, we have to train ourselves for that. So that's what I'm focusing on. And even Sony CEO, Asura Ibuko, he also talks about that. He is specifically talking about the state of mind where he is totally one. He said, okay, I'm going to start a company with this, such and such a thing, and how, why, what, where, everything falls in place after that. That's what he said when he was interviewed. How did you do it? Why did you do it? Or what did you do it? So that's something that we need to focus on and help the kids to totally understand where and what and how. And that too, I want to, so when they are focused and concentrated, when you are looking at this chart, the the center point is where they are in the uh, flux of things. So you totally lose the control. You're absolutely relaxed. You do not have any boredom, apathy, worry, anxiety. You are not at all in a state of doubt.
I will ask you a question. Other more
Oh, sorry about it. Yeah. So when you are in that state of flow, the center point that I was talking about is where you are in absolutely focused, laser focused, and your arousal and the control, the relaxation, everything will be working in the flow. Okay, so you are completely without anxiety, without the worry, without apathy, without boredom. You are on the other side. So you are on the, when you see the diagonal line, you're on the flow side of the chart. Okay, so your skills are at absolutely sharp. So it's like you are walking on a blade of of a sword. So that's how focused and how critical it is, but you don't feel that pain or anything. Okay, so that's where the flow is. And they people who are in the focused state of mind, the sadhaka, the student who is the seeker. Okay, so that is who is not at all distracted by the worldly pleasures. And we have seen this from Hanuma when he enters the Pushpaka Vimanam and he sees lot of wealth, the wealth of Ravana, the kingdom of Ravana, because it's absolutely golden Lanka. So the pillars are, when you look at the beautiful explanation in Sundarakanda, you see that there is so much of opulence, there is so much of wealth, there is no dearth of different things, worldly pleasures, pleasurable things. So they describe what are all the food materials and what are all the drinks and different types of honeys, different types of juices. So there's a huge big description of all these pleasures. And Hanuma even says, it's like they're calling me, Hanuma, come, get me, eat me, or drink this, or go enjoy this, or see this, because that opulence is so right in his face. And all this, he sees them, but then he is not at all distracted. That's the reason I said he has a bird's eye perspective. So he is looking at it with an absolutely clarity of mind, absolute clarity of mind. He is not distracted by any of these pleasures, the sensory pleasures that we call. He is not distracted by them. And how did he get that? Because he is not distracted by it, right? So how did he get that much of focus? How did he do that? So when we go before Sundarakanda, that the end of Kishkindakanda, that's when you see Hanuma being absolutely quiet when everybody, Angada and everybody is talking, because Jambavan asks, who can cross this ocean? And Angada and all the other Vanaras, Nala, Nila, all the Vanaras, they keep talking about, I can go this much of distance, I can jump this much, I can do this, I can do that. And Hanuma is the only one who is absolutely silent. Okay, and that I kept on wondering why is that he is not talking about it. And then in the storyline, Jambavan comes and he says, you are capable of doing it. You are the one who is fit to do this particular action. And I know because you are very, very focused and you can absolutely do it. So that, and he says, I've seen this beforehand also in you. So and that's what is amazing is when he does something, when Hanuma does something, he is doing it with manasa, vacha, karmana. So that's what, when Guru Garu taught you the shlokam kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmana va prakrite swabhavat. That's exactly what it is talking about. When you do any particular action, that's what your focus comes with, your volition, your awareness of what, how, and where. But everything will depend on, do you have these actions? Very first thing is, are you thinking in line with your goal? You can dream of your goals, but you can never go reach that goal. Okay, it's just a dream. It stays a dream if you dream about it. But when you put it into action, that's when it starts moving and rolling. So first thing is what you think about, and then what words we use, or what act vacha. So what are you doing? The mantras, the shlokas that you're chanting every day, right? So those are the cleansing process for your mind, because those are the things. You might not know the huge meaning or the dearth of meaning, the immense meaning in that particular small shlokam. It might say it's only Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. It's a very small shlokam, 2 lines, that's it. But there is a huge, vast amount of knowledge that is packed into it. So that's the reason it becomes a mantra. Okay, so even if you don't understand that at this particular age, I really request you to focus on that and do all your chanting, because that's what is going to cleanse, take away all your anxieties, or your there is something that's like a veil over your clarity. So it'll completely remove that veil. It's when acharyas talk about this, it's like cleaning the inside. So taking away the inside of the because it's not focal, it's not going to film that is going obstruct you from within, that light that's shining from within. So it'll help you to shine from within. Okay, so that's the shlokam that's going to help you, Ayena Vacha. So that's what it is talking about. The in the bigger picture, that's what you're trying to do when you're focused. So, and when Swami Vivekananda talks about this, he says that a great mind, the difference between a great mind and an ordinary one is the power of concentration. So the power of concentration, it's just sit with that, because it's so profound. The difference between a great mind and an ordinary one is the power of concentration. So when you have that focus, when you are clear, crystal clear from within, that's when you can focus, because that's when you're not sucked into the dramas of all the things that are happening around you, or the dramas around when you have a peer confrontation, or when you have certain people who are absolutely there. I've seen this happening again and again with kids who come up and say that my friend is talking about this, and somebody who is trash talking on the internet, or the your FaceTime, or whatever it is. Okay, you are not sucked into it. Okay, so that's what the focus, the laser focus, is going to help you out with. And also when you're calm from within, so that's where the truth of your nature, the truth of your true nature, so who you are, the Atma Sakshatkaram, what we are talking about, the sense of who you are is absolutely realized. And so that's what even when when I talked about the flow, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, he talks about the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Okay, So he is the one who termed that flow, uh, the word flow. So he says that that's the state of mind, but that state of mind comes only when they are absolutely calm. And so that's what Hanuma was doing when he was absolutely quiet, and when Jambavan came and said, I know your true nature. And that's when he started. He went. He said, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take up the task of doing this. He did not say, hey, I'm the first one going to do it, and I am so great, I'm so powerful. Even when I was very little, I went all the way up to the sun, and I was going with the sun, along with the sun, to learn the Shastras from the sun god. He did not say anything. Okay, he was just sitting there, absolutely quiet, absolutely focused. And when that happens, when that is called the true yoga, the when you go within. Okay, so you are retreating, so you're becoming the ears, the eyes, the senses, all the senses, the smell, the taste, touch, everything, they're completely turned inwards. Okay, so that's when the true yoga happens, and that's when you have the absolute focus and the mind, focus of the mind, or absolute cessation of the disturbance of the mind. So there is no turbulence, there is nothing. You're absolutely crystal clear, calm, focused. And then the truth that lies behind. So that's the reason he says Rama Karyam, Rama Karyartham. Okay, so he again and again, the beautiful thing in Sundarakanda, why is it so powerful? Because Hanuma says Rama, the story of Rama, and he takes the Ramanamam again and again, again and again, again and again, so many times in the um, course of Sundarakandam. And even to Sita Matalli, that's what he says. He starts with the Ramakatha before he comes and talks with her. When he goes to Ravana's palace, that's what he does. He says Ramakatha, and he says the power of Rama. And so that's what, so you can realize the God or the Paramatma within you, because you are one with him. Okay, so that's that whenever the truth, the absolute truth. So there is no other. I don't want to. If we are talking in the psychological terms, that's what we use, the absolute truth. So the instead of Paramatma, so absolute truth that lies behind, beneath, and within you. Okay, so that's what we are going. I want you to delve on, and whenever you're doing your shlokas, whenever you're doing the chanting or anything that you're doing in your daily life, because Guru Garu has designed this curriculum in such a way that you can use these shlokas right from waking up from the bed. Okay, so it becomes a part of your daily routine. It's not something that you sit in front of God for 10 minutes, you chant, and you're done with it, and you're done with it for the day. No, it's not that. It becomes a part of your life. It's part of your process. Okay, so that's what it is. And Herbert Simon is somebody who talks about this attention as he is a Nobel Prize winner in economy in 1977, and even then he spoke about this. The information consumes attention, hence a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. So when you're that's what I hear from a lot of people, parents, and even from young adults that I'm talking about, and when I'm interacting with them. I have the phone that is buzzing. I have internet. I can open 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different windows, and I cannot complete my task because everything is interesting. I want to learn more. I want to do things. Yes, but for us to focus, for us to have the selective attention that because this is what you're going to train your mind for, right? So till now we have talked about Hanuma, who has trained himself in this process. That's the reason he could do this task. Okay, so that's the reason when we are taking somebody as a role model, or somebody who has worked hard, you can see that they are in a state of flow. Yes, but how did they get there? That is what you have to be focused on. Okay, you and I, even I should be focused on, because I have this same problem. I open 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books when I'm reading about something, because it's interesting, and I'm picking one paragraph from this, I'm picking one paragraph from that, and one of my professors, he came when I was doing this in the library, and he just shut down. Plop, 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 plop. He closed every book, and he said, what are you going to do now? And now focus and see what is that you want to, what point of, so where do you want to focus? So your sensory distractions, because when you have 10, 12, 13, 14 things happening at the same time, you cannot multitask. Okay, because when you're in the focused state of mind, every time when you're in the ecstasy or whatever that state of mind is, you have to be absolutely focused, right? So when you are focused, our brain has a capacity to only process about 110 bits of information per second. So per second, it can only take in a certain X number of things and process it at the same time. So when I'm talking to you, okay, you are focusing on me and what I'm talking about, and that's the reason you are able to process what I'm saying. You're trying to understand. You are your wheels are turning in your head, so to speak. Okay, but when 3, 4, 5, 6 different people are talking at the same time, and everything is coming at the same time, then the focus is lost, right? So you have the sensory distractions. And then when I talked about this calmness of mind, right? That's the emotional distraction. You are not going to have the emotional distraction when you have the calm state of mind. Okay, so emotional distractions are something that the dramas that are happening in your daily life. When you're talking to somebody, they want to listen to only what they want to listen. Okay, if somebody is like that, Hanuma in Valmiki Ramayanam, we have beautiful examples. It's like Ekakshi, Ekaveni, and somebody who has like only one ear. The head is the top of the head is the ear. The top of the head is only one eye. So that was so weird when you look at the things, but when you try to comprehend from a perspective and say, just forget about the story. It's so weird to look at that particular story. Okay, fine. But when you look at it, we are also like that. When we want to listen to something, we are only listening to what we want to listen. We are talking about something that we want to talk, we want to hear, we want to smell. So that's something that you are absolutely, you don't want to hear, or anything, any other perspective. That's what happens when you have these emotional distractions, is when all these dramas that are going to pull you in different directions, and they are going to be absolutely critical for you, because you cannot focus on what you want to do. Yeah. So, and then you have the, can you go back, Swapnagaru? Yeah. full mutual attention is when you have the synchronicity. So when you're talking to somebody, so I have the synchronicity with you guys because whatever I'm talking, I can feel that energy, that whatever I'm talking is received by you, and at whatever level that you can, you're trying to process it. That's what the attention is. And when you are in that attention, and you have a very happy, enjoyable experience. Okay, so even when you are you're not distracted by your phone, you're having a conversation with your friend or your family member, and you're on the phone and you're looking at the screen and somebody is talking to you, and what's happening there? Is there a connection? I don't feel that connection, right? You won't feel that connection. So that's what it is. So when you are present, you be present in that. And that's what Hanma showed us. He was absolutely present in that moment. And that's the reason he could achieve what he achieved. Yeah. So Nagar, you can go to the next one. Yeah. So when we are talking about this focus, the ethical focus is what the dharma is talking about, your meaning of your life, the purpose of your life. What is that you want to go, whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be. So the meaning of that, and your value system, whatever the values that you as a person have acquired from your parents, because each and every family carries a value system, and that is very, very crucial because you can fall back on that again and again. So that's the reason it's called Sanatana Dharma. Okay, so it's a way of life that is with the value system that's imbibed in it. Okay, so the purpose of your life and the ethics. So what is good? That's what Ramayana is talking about. The Ramayana is put in a story form, right? It's about a hero, your heroine, and there is a villain. But what is the Shastra talking about? The Sanatana Dharma is talking about. The Vedas, what are they talking about? Is what is that? What is good? What is good is defined very clearly, what to do and what not to do. So the Shastram talks about both aspects. Okay, they're not just going to give you a huge big lecture on what are the things to do, and not talk about what are the things not to do. So Shastram has a very beautiful way of presenting do's and don'ts. And Ramayanam is what it is. It's the saram of all the Shastras, because that's what Vedanta saram, right? So that's what it is. And that's the reason you have a hero or protagonist and the antagonist. So that's where they're showing the two extremes of your everyday. So we have Ravanayanas, we have Ramayanas, we have Valinas, we have Hanumayanas, we have all the characters that are the players. So what is that we want to improve? What is that we want to be more of? Okay, do you want your Ravana to come out, or you're angry, you cannot control your anger, or you just burst out into pieces, or when you're faced with some stressor, you just fall into pieces? You want to be that, just falling into pieces? Because Ravana has shown again and again and again and again, that's what he does. So if everything works out for him, hey, very good, I am the most powerful one, I am the powerful one. And then when something falls apart, he is unable to take it. He just cannot take it. And that's not what we want to be. Okay. And no matter what it is, that's what our value system, our ethics, that's what the basis, that's your foundation. And that's the reason Guru Garu has taught us the Ramaraksha Stotram, because that is your kavacham, that's your protection that you're going to have for your life. And the Sanatana Dharma, the shlokas from Sanatana Dharma, why and what, and all the different things that you're starting with, Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, right? So why do that? So you are contemplating, and you're starting with a positive state of mind, and you are starting your day off with absolutely faith in that Sanatana Dharma. Okay, so that's what it is. And the inner focus and the outer focus are the big picture thinking that I've talked about, the bird's eye view, and the outer focus is that. And the inner focus is this cognitive empathy. Empathy is something that you feel, even though it's not anything related for you. So the Hanuma, when he talks to Sita Matali, he feels her pain, right? That's when he is thinking, he is contemplating so many ways. Okay, how should I talk to her? What should I do? What's the plan of action? And all that goes in his mind. His just wheels are turning, because he wants to have that cognitive empathy with her. He really feels the pain. And the emotional empathy is he when he says, I see Rama feeling that pain of being away from Sitama, and I see Sitama having the same thing. So it Rama and Sita, they're not two different things. They are two sides of the same coin. That's an amazing analogy. So it's something that he could really feel their pain. Okay, they're nowhere related to him. He is not their servant. He is not their minister. He is not, no way, shape, or form is he related, or he is working for them. But he could feel that pain. So that's what it is. And empathic concern is when he goes and takes the pain of Sitama, and then he burns Lanka. That's when he says, right? So Sitama, the pain of Sitama, the pain, the tears of pain that she has gone through for the past 10 months is the one that's burning this. The anger of Rama and the pain of Sitama is burning Lanka. That's what he wants them. Okay, so that's what the empathic consent is. Swapnagar, you can go to the next one. Okay? So 5 more minutes. This is what I'm really passionate about. So neuroplasticity is what is you train your mind, you train yourself, and how do you do that? When you are being unselfish, when you are in that state of flow, when you are completely one with your actions, that's when you are shaping your brain. And till about 10, 12 years, we never thought, as a psychologist or a neuroscientist, we never thought about the brain. It can accommodate, or it can expand and feel, or have these emotions, or pain, or all these things. So that's something that you can train yourself. Be empathic. When you're doing your actions, when you're volunteering, don't volunteer for the heck of it, or to get a certificate to show in your resume, because that doesn't work. After a certain point in time, it's just a tedious task. Okay, so that's something that you have to be mindful about. And when we are talking about this plasticity of mind, and I was really amazed when I heard a couple of incidents, interviews of Karikipati Narasimharao Garu and Madugula Nagapandisharma Garu. They are the Shatabadhanam and Sahasravadhanam. They have done amazing things. This is a particular process in Telugu literature. So they poetic way of being absolutely focused in the zone. We call that zone. And then you have absolute distractions because 10, 15 people will be talking and asking questions, but you have to come back to the very first thing that they have asked you. So that is something that is what is training of mind is. That is what neuroplasticity is. Okay. So, and finally, I want to end this talk with when the sleeping soul is roused to the conscious action, power will come, glory will come, goodness will come. All that is great, that is great and excellent in human life will come. So that's what Swami Vivekananda was talking about. So be in the flow, enjoy your life with a passion, not with something, oh my goodness, what the hell am I doing? So that doesn't cut. Okay, so I want to end with this and thank you very, very much. And this is what is your takeaway point, is the tenacity, that's what the persistence that you are going to have. So that's what Hanuman showed in Sundarakanda again and again, when he thought that Mandodari was Sitama, and then he goes back and he says, no, this cannot be Sitama. And then he again searches and he goes and he says, okay, where did I not see her? Where did I not search for her? So process of elimination, he goes again and again and again and again. So he goes back introspective mode. And even when he is ready to give up because he's frustrated, even then he doesn't give up. That's what is tenacity. That's what is cognitive control. That's what we call it as cognitive control. So when you have this sense of absolute stress, that's when you stop, you breathe. And that's what Hanuma did in, I think, 13th or 14th Sarga, 12th or 13th Sarga. He says, I give up. Well, I can't find Sitama. Where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? So that's what he said. He stopped himself, okay, from doing a physical action. He stopped, he sat, and he completely cleared off his mind. And then he went and did the action. So you stop, you breathe, and your breath. That's what we can do just a 1 minute exercise. So when you have that tension, what you can do is you stop, you sit upright, and you breathe in through your left nostril, get it out. So out breath through your right nostril. Take the next breath with your right nostril, get it out with your left nostril. So that's what is going to calm you down. Just a count of 10 and you're calm. Your emotions are in place. And then you have that, when you are in that yellow zone, you are, the reason that I use this stoplight is it's every day we see this stoplight, right? So that's what you think before you act. So you're, even when there is a green light, you are looking here and there when you're driving a car, right? So that's what I want you to do. So this is your presentation, and thank you again, Guru Garu and Rao Garu and all the POCs who helped me with this. Thank you so much. Jai Sri Ram. Jai Hanuman. And we can, Swapna Garu, we can open this session for if they have any questions. And
Questions.
And
Yes,
I really would appreciate if there are kids in this session. I want the kids to ask me questions, please, because I'm very happy to help them out if I can. Okay, Andy.
Yeah, please raise your hands, Andy, if you have any questions.
Ma Srish Alatikar is asking one question. Please go ahead, ma.
Yeah, Jai Shri Ram, Guru Garu, Jai Shri Ram Andi, Padma Garu. It's a nice session for us, especially with having little kids. Andi, I have two girls, just turned 11 and the other one turned 13. My question is, both kids, though they are from the same family, they are totally different. So my older one is amazing in her own things. Like when she likes something, she focuses, she gets it straight. But there are times when she doesn't want to do anything with it. She's in middle school right now. And my little one is totally opposite. She is like excels in everything. But she's not, she looks up to her older sister as a role model because she thinks her older sister is much smarter and everything. Like she doesn't look at herself, the good qualities in herself, but my question is for my older, like considering when kids don't want to focus on certain things, like how do we encourage them? I like the tenacity part and everything. Like for example, we recently got a dog like 4 months ago. My older one is the one who sleeps very long. She wakes up at 11 o'clock. If she given a chance, she wants to just relax and do. But as soon as, it's time for the dog walk, she's up there. She's like, okay, one little bark, she's up instantly from the bed out. Even if it is very cold, she bundles up and she's out of the house. So there are things that she does when she's interested, but how do we motivate the kids when they are not interested in certain things is my question.
Okay. So the very first thing that I can show you is when she is doing things that she is liking, right? So you reinforce that.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're reinforcing it, that's when you're also showing, you're mirroring that for her, and the behavior that she can use for the things that she doesn't want to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are motivated in this is what it is. But when you do such and such an action or such and such a thing, or you do read or you complete this project or whatever it is that you are thinking about, you show her all the things that she can learn from it. Okay. And that she can use in the other parts of her life. So that's when the tenacity also comes and it spreads to the other portions. It's a slow process, but you show them the good things that are with, okay, if she is a dancer, you show her because you're doing this such and such a dance, or you're performing this, or you're learning this particular step. Okay, it's a repetition, but the neuroplasticity is what it is. The neuroplasticity is you repeat, and the actions that you're repeating, that's what Hanuma did. He was in silence, so he was chanting. He just withdrew himself and he went inside, right? So he is doing that. And when we are doing the mantra chanting, what are we doing? We are doing that, you're repeating it. Okay. So your plasticity, that's what it is. So the brain is getting reinforced of doing that action. So after you do this certain action for 1 week, then immediately the very next day you see, when you don't do it, then you feel that, hey, why did I miss this? What did I do? I'm late for this. So you wake up, you do it. Okay. So I'll give you an example for in my own life. It's Ramayana Parayanam. We do Ramayana Parayanam every day. And till now, by God's grace, I haven't missed it because I keep myself reminding myself, no matter what state of mind I am in or what state of health I am in, I want to do it because I've taken an action. That particular thing, I want to do it. Okay. So even if it is hard for me or whatever it is, I remove everything out of it, of that from my schedule, and that particular thing, I do it. That's it. Because it's giving me that strength, that inner strength I'm talking about. So that's what it is. So you show them because you mirror that action for them, and they'll definitely get it. They'll definitely get it because the teen years are where they are trying to be adults. They're not adults. So that's where that big TIFF is. Okay, that's what it is. So hope I answered your question.
Definitely. For me, it's more like they do everything like academically, everything is fine. But there are certain parts where you want them to focus on or excel. They're like not showing much interest, but their friends are doing it. They want to do, but not much interest at this point. It will come later probably.
Yeah. But one other thing that I can add to it is don't compare them with others.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah, because they are individuals, and let us focus on them. What are their strengths? And if you're honest with them, you can even talk to them about their weaknesses. This is where you're lagging, and be very open, not judgmental about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what even Hanuma shows us when he is talking to Ravana. He is not judgmental. He says the actions that you have done are wrong. Okay. You are a Mahashastra Parangata. Okay. You are Sakala Vidya Parangata. You are from a huge big lineage, Brahma. So that he shows Ravana, but Ravana is unable to take it. But the thing is, he was not judging Ravana at that point in time. Okay, he was telling him the matter of fact way. These are your high points. These are your low points. Okay, so please remove those low points. That's what he said. If you don't do it, that's exactly what Sundarakanda teaches us.
Yeah. Any more questions, Andy? Does anyone else have any more questions? Please raise your hands. Yeah, Prithvi, go ahead, Nana.
Thank you, Padmanti, for the excellent presentation. It was very insightful. So I'm wondering, you talked about the flow state of mind. Is there a way we can kind of trigger ourselves into achieving flow? Is there like some steps we can do so that we just get into that zone?
You have already done that. Okay. Where you are standing is you have already done that. You have trained yourself. But the thing is, are you in the flow all the time? That's the difference. Okay. But when you're taking your tests, you are in the flow because you have that 3-hour period, your GMAT tests or your SATs or ACTs, whatever you guys are doing, you are in that state of flow. Okay. But when you are in that state of flow, you come out of it. There is, again, when you're sucked into the situations around you or the dramas around you or the things that are happening around you. So that's what Hanuma did when he started. That's the reason I even gave you that shlokam where he said, all the Dikpalakas or all the forces of nature. He is praying to them to say and say thank you and please assist me in this. Okay, so he wants to be in that state of flow. Okay, but he is asking for every help that he can get from everybody. Okay, so that's what when you're doing your Nitya Puja, so you are training your mind to be in that state of mind most of the time. Okay.
Yeah, we still have 4 more minutes, Sunday. We can take one last question. If anyone has any question, you can raise your hand.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bharti garu, go ahead.
Jai Shri Ramandi. Thank you very much, Padma Garu. I have a question. I have an 8-year-old son. He's so excited every minute, like too much excited. I mean, he always asks me to, in terms of completing his work, he always he says like, you motivate me, like you'll give me a screen time after I'm done with work. So twice I did that way. The thing he's doing is like screen time. Okay, if I complete my task, then I'll get screen time. So 3/4 of his brain is always thinking about the game time. So 1/4 of the mind is only focusing on work. I think, I mean, it's their kids. I understand all the time, like they have too much into games, and all I do is I say that first you have to complete your task, check off all your work, whatever I have assigned you, then you can go to screen time. But he always tries to.
Yeah. What I can suggest with that is, Bhargaru, is when he is focused and he is doing, right? He is just an 8-year-old, but the training that you can give him is what you can teach him with your own actions. Okay. Again, they are the kids who are going to mirror what we are doing. They are observing us. When we were kids back home in India, I come from a huge big family, so I had all my mamas and attas and all my uncles from my father's side, Baba and Padnana, everybody around us. So my focus is not on my mother or my father, what they're doing, how they are interacting with each other, nothing of that sort. Okay, because I had all these my cousins and all, we were really lively. But here in US, we have these 4 walls. It's just mom, dad, son or daughter. That's it. Okay. So the focus that they have is on you. Whatever the actions that you're doing, are you doing it completely? Okay. So I want you to be responsible and show that responsibility to your kid. Okay. So it's not, the motivation should not be always outward, outside motivation. It's coming from within. Okay. So your actions, you can talk to him and say, whatever the actions that I'm doing, whatever the things that I'm doing, it's not because I'm going to get a new kanchikotu sari or set of gold necklace or ear tops or something. You're not doing that. Your daily actions are not motivated by that, right? So that you need to let them know, whatever the actions that it's a broken record because they're very young. It's a broken record that you're going to repeat again and again. The motivation should come from within, always from within. Okay, so that's what you are going to mirror. That you are the darpanam, and that's what Ramayanam does, because it's going to mirror us with all these aspects, different aspects. So,
thank you very much. I thought like he's so, I mean, he's creative, he's like innovative thoughts and everything. Why should he use those thinking in this video games or other things instead of learning new things? My way of thinking is like,
yeah, don't force anything. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't force that you have to do this, do this, do this. Okay. No way. It'll not last. Okay. Whatever is creative, you're saying he's creative, right? He is drawing, or he is coloring. He is within the lines of coloring, whatever the picture that he is coloring. So give him a book, and that's what he's going to do. Okay. So you reduce your screen time, because the screen time, that's what the problem with our attention span is, because of that. Okay? Because the screen time is like, it's a rapid movement that happens. Okay, so you get triggered by it. It sucks you in. Okay, but that's the reason I talk a lot about that attention span and being in the flow because of that. Yeah, so that's what I've seen a lot of parents complaining about. They are on the screen, they are on the cell phone, they are on, if it is a teenage kid, they are on the cell phones all the time. I've heard this again and again, and they're on the computers. Now that because of COVID, thanks to COVID, everything is online now. So there is a screen time that we have to limit at this point in time. So when you say no screen time, you are also putting your cell phone, you are also putting your computer away. You and your husband. Okay. So that's only is when they listen to you. Okay. It's not that I'll look at my WhatsApp because you are calm or I'll give a task and I'll look at my WhatsApp. What are you showing them? Okay, that's what it is.
Thank you, Andy. Padma Garu, I think it's 11:47. We have another call, Andy. Rao Garu or Guru Garu.
చాలా సంతోషమ్మా పద్మ గారు. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ see, reading Ramayanam and understanding is one thing. So that's part of Sanatana Dharmam. And understanding and taking nectar from that and sharing to like this is the greatest thing. That's what Padma Garu did today. So that is the greatest thing we need, and we have to spread, and we have to understand the right things. So ma Padma Garu, chala santoshama, excellent discourse. So we enjoyed so much, and even my daughter Aishwarya is telling, Santi is telling so good things. So that's what she's telling amma. So పూర్తిగా అమ్మ మీకు సో 100 సంవత్సరాలు భద్రాద్రి సీతారామచంద్ర స్వామి ఆయురారోగ్యాన్ని ఇచ్చి ఎప్పుడూ మీతో ఉండాలి అని ప్రార్థన చేస్తున్నానమ్మా. ఓం సుమంగళీర్యమ్మదోరిమాగం తపేత పశ్యత సౌభాగ్యమత్పై దత్తా జ్ఞాతాస్తం విపరేతనా దీర్ఘదో మంగళ్యాపరుద్రత్తు అనగో దంపత్యో కుమార్యాః మాతాపితుః భద్రాతర శ్రీ సీతారామచంద్ర స్వామి పరిపూర్ణ కృపాకటాక్షదిద్దిరత్తు. స్వస్తి ప్రజాభ్యః పరిపాలయంతాం న్యాయేన మార్గేణ మహీం మహేషాః. గోబ్రాహ్మణేభ్యః శుభమస్తు నిత్యం. లోకాః సమస్తాః సుఖినో భవంతు. సర్వే జనాః సుఖినో భవంతు. సమస్త సన్మంగళాని భవంతు. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. రావు గారు, ప్లీజ్ గో అహెడ్.
Jai Shri Ram to everyone. So on behalf of every participant who have attended today this session, and on behalf of the entire Seva group, I take the humble opportunity of conveying sincere appreciation with thanks as a token of respect to Srimati Padma Garu. Very wonderful session, and this event was recorded live on the website, and it is available to view later, those who have missed. And if you want to revisit again, it will be available on the website on the homepage www.jaishriram.org. If you feel like you want to make this recording listened by anyone else, please feel free to forward the website address to others. With that, some of you might have felt that you didn't get chance to ask more questions, or if you get a thought about asking a question, you are still more than welcome to send your question to Contact Seva on the website www.jaishriram.org. There is a tab called Contact Seva. Please put your question. Our Seva coordinators will coordinate that with Padma Garu and get back the answer to you one day. So with Guru Garu's blessings, the entire volunteer team has really had the wonderful opportunity to make this event happen today. There were many volunteers who worked behind the screen, and we sincerely appreciate all the efforts, and especially to Swapna Garu for leading and hosting this Zoom call today for all of us. And next important thing is, next Kalpavriksham event will be again on the third week of each month, which in the month of January, that falls on 16th. So an interesting topic is awaiting, and please stay tuned to get that details around closer to the date. And I hope some of the participants on this call, you might have shown interest, or you might be getting interest in presenting this kind of topics within the time limit. If interested, or if you know somebody that who will be good to present, this is always open to all devotees anywhere in the world. So please make sure if they can either send an email to kalyanayatra@jaishriram.org, or easiest way is Contact Seva on www.jaishriram.org. So with that, once when we receive more details, this event is going to happen with the blessings of Guru Garu every month on the third Saturday. So with no further delay, once again, we all want to thank to Srimati Padma Garu for the wonderful and very much long, memorable discourse today under the guidance and blessings of Guru Garu. Guru Garu, Jai Shri Raman.
Dasoham Mama, thank you so much for the opportunity. Jai Shri Ram.
జై శ్రీరామ్ అండి అందరికి. సో మళ్ళీ కలుద్దామండి. జై శ్రీరామ్.
జై శ్రీరామ్ గురు.
జై శ్రీరామ్.
జై శ్రీరామ్.
జై శ్రీరామ్.
గురుగారు జై శ్రీరామ్ గురుగారు
జై శ్రీరామ్ గురుగారు.
జై శ్రీరామ్ గురుగారు
జై
జై శ్రీరామ్ గురుగారు
జై శ్రీరామ్.